Hey, and welcome back. As the US economy and by extension the job market continues to move slowly and cautiously forward, it's important for me to continuously monitor the news so I can make appropriate adjustments to my recruiting agency. The labor market seems to be stabilizing after a long and tumultuous 2 years through a worldwide pandemic. Despite this, things are still very uncertain, and the month of June 2022 saw some unprecedented hiring actions and from major organizations in the technology sphere. Today, we're going to review the state of the job economy before moving into an analysis of the shocking news that Twitter, Coinbase, and Redfin all retracted offers from candidates, many of which had already been accepted just months before. But before we get started, as always, remember to like, subscribe, click that bell. Really means a lot. Overall, the US economy is on the mend. Fingers crossed. Companies across a variety of industries that were hit hard by the pandemic are now creating a record number of jobs, and the unemployment rate has returned to its pre-pandemic record low. If you're interested in learning more about how the economy has fared during the first half of 2022, I recommend checking out my 2 job economy update videos as well as my previous video on jobless claims. While some economists are confident that this marks a permanent return to a healthy economy, others aren't so sure. We're still very much feeling the effects of the so-called Great Resignation. I've already spoken at length about this, chiefly in my previous video, so make sure you go back, check it out if you're still interested. In short, the Great Resignation happened as a result of the major shift in work practices during the pandemic. When certain companies began to insist their employees return to the office, those employees left in search of jobs with better flexibility. In particular, the chance to continue remote work. After all, the practice was proven effective during the pandemic. The truth is though, the future of the economy is uncertain. Unfortunately, this complicates my job as a recruiter, especially in the technology field, in which hiring talent was challenging even before the pandemic. Finding qualified employees for technological roles can be extremely difficult. Tech recruiters rely heavily on passive talent, or candidates who aren't actively looking for a new position. Convincing passive talent to even consider taking a new job is hard enough as it is. Tech-based employees like web developers or computer engineers, they really value job security, which can be a rare commodity in a sphere full of speculation and startups. This is why most recent news about major tech companies rescinding job offers is especially concerning as a recruiter. Let's dive into it. Coinbase is the first to rescind job offers. First, some background. Coinbase is America's largest cryptocurrency exchange. It was once thought to be a promising new startup, earning impressive initial valuations at over $1 billion. The company eventually went public and reached a whopping $86 billion valuation in 2021. As a result of this growth, Coinbase, alongside many other tech startups, greatly increased their recruitment efforts. They began sending out offers during early spring 2022, and many employees eager to jump on board rapidly growing startup accepted. However, while many industries that were initially hurt by the effects of the pandemic, such as food, beverage, hospitality, are now experiencing regrowth as we move away from lockdowns and restrictions, other industries have not been so lucky. In particular, we've seen companies like Netflix and Twitter, who experienced growth during the pandemic, take major losses at the beginning of 2022. As a result, they slowed down their hiring efforts. Coinbase was not immune and faced similar challenges. Their first quarter earnings actually fell dramatically short of their predictions, and shakeups in the cryptocurrency sphere resulted in major stock drops. In response, Coinbase instituted an immediate hiring freeze. 2 weeks later, candidates who had previously received and even accepted job offers from Coinbase received emails informing them that their offers had been rescinded. Candidates speak out, Coinbase responds. So you may be confused. In case you're wondering, no. Retracting offers, especially ones that have already been accepted, is not normal. Although it isn't unheard of for a company to occasionally rescind the job offer for miscellaneous reasons, it's completely unprecedented to do so in such a large quantity, and especially after so many talented individuals had already accepted their offer. Naturally, the candidates spoke out about their experience, and it quickly became headlines, prompting a response from LJ Brock, the Chief People Officer at Coinbase. In a blog post, Brock summarizes, quote, "In response to the current market conditions and ongoing business prioritization efforts, we will extend our hiring pause for both new and backfill roles for the foreseeable future and rescind a number of accepted offers." End quote. He continues, quote, "It's become evident that we need to take more stringent measures to slow our headcount growth. Adapting quickly and acting now will only help us to successfully navigate this macro environment and emerge even stronger, enabling further healthy growth and innovation. We will also rescind a number of outstanding offers for people who have not started yet. This is not a decision we make lightly, but is necessary to ensure we are only growing in the highest priority areas, end quote. The effects of retracted offers. The fast-paced nature of the technology industry means companies are recruiting talented individuals months in advance of their onboarding. Typically because they must leave a prior job or even finish school or training before they can start in their new role. This means many would-be Coinbase employees had already left jobs and made plans to move even to a new location when they received the news that their offer had been retracted. Suddenly, they were without a job and had to return to the job market, potentially in a territory unfamiliar to them. Worse off still are the many immigrant workers who rely on work visas to stay in the country. With limited unemployment time, they are at great risk of having to leave unless they are able to find another role. Retracted offers certainly don't reflect well on the company either. Candidates and recruiters alike will hesitate to associate with Coinbase after engaging in such unprecedented hiring practices. After receiving criticism following their actions, Coinbase also announced that candidates whose offers have been rescinded were entitled to up to 3 months of severance pay. Additionally, Coinbase launched a temporary talent hub to promote candidates who have been affected by the decision, where over 350 affected individuals signed up. Twitter, Redfin follow. More freezes and layoffs on the horizon. Unfortunately, Coinbase's action only gave other companies the confidence to follow in their footsteps. Soon, candidates reported that social media giant Twitter and real estate platform Redfin had also started sending offer retractions. These retractions come alongside a wave of layoffs currently affecting the tech industry. Companies such as Carvana, Peloton, Netflix, Robinhood, Meta, Uber, and Wells Fargo all reported mass layoffs in response to the uncertainty of the US economy and labor market. As inflation rises and the Federal Reserve increases the interest rate, expect to see many other tech companies cut back on their hiring efforts, and more layoffs may certainly be inevitable. So what should you do? So if you're looking for a job or you think your position might be in danger, it's best to get the ball rolling now, particularly if you're interested in the technology industry. Many companies are still hiring and the market still leans heavily in favor of the candidate, so start now in order to find a job while companies are still hiring. The best course of action would be to enlist the services of a tech recruiter like me. It's important to have someone by your side during this process, especially someone with experience in the industry that knows exactly what's happening. So this just about wraps up this video on the shocking news that some tech companies have retracted job offers. If you have something to add or even share a personal experience, love to hear from you, please comment down below. If you like this video or want to see more like it, please feel free to like, subscribe, click that bell, really means a lot. Feel free to also follow me at @Press_Park as I try my best to always post daily. Thanks again and we'll see you on the next one.